Hello, this is Sir Mark, and welcome to the 10th session of our subject, General Biology 1. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss about the concepts of photosynthesis. By definition, photosynthesis is the process by photosynthesizing organisms such as plants, algae, and some bacteria do that converts light energy to chemical form of energy that is stored in food. In this presentation, we are going to focus on plants. The process needs carbon dioxide and water, and with the help of the light energy coming from the sunlight, it produces sugars or carbohydrates in the form of sucrose or starch, and there is also a release of the byproduct called as the oxygen. Now, in what organs of the plants does photosynthesis take place? It takes place in the leaves of the plants, specifically in the mesophyll cells of the leaves. And this happens in the palisade and the spongy parenchyma of the leaves. Also, photosynthesis is regulated by the small openings found on the underside of the leaves, which are called as the stomata. And talking about stomata, again, stomata are the pores in a plant's cuticle through which water vapor and gases such as carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged between the plant and then the atmosphere. And again, stomata are found in the underside of the leaves. And the closing and opening of a stoma is regulated by the two guard cells that are found here in this figure. These are the two guard cells in which these two guard cells regulate the opening or closing of this stoma. Specifically, photosynthesis happens in the organelles found only in plants and other photosynthesizing organisms, and these organelles are found in the mesophyll cells of the leaves. These organelles are called as the chloroplast. And a chloroplast has the following parts: an outer and an inner membrane. These two, the outer membrane and then the inner membrane. It also contains thylakoids, which are these, in which thylakoids are stacked together to form one granum, plural form grana. And then there is also a space that is filled with fluid, which is called as the stroma. One granum has its own membrane, just like this, the components of a plasma membrane. To better visualize where photosynthesis takes place, let us watch this video clip. Photosynthesis happens in a series of reactions, and these reactions are called as the redox reactions from the word reduction and oxidation, which happens in couple. Redox reaction involves a transfer of electron. When a molecule is removed with an electron, another molecule has to accept the removed electron. And the process of removing an electron from a molecule is called as oxidation, while the process of gaining or receiving the removed electron is called as the reduction. To memorize, just remember these mnemonics: LEOGER, loss of electrons, that is oxidation, while GER stands for gain of electrons, that is reduction. Also, in the discussion, I'll be mentioning a lot of times the following terms: ADP, which stands for adenosine diphosphate, and which from the prefix di, it only contains 2 phosphate groups. Also, ATP, which stands for adenosine triphosphate, which now has 3 phosphate groups. This molecule, ATP, is the molecule that the cells of our body use for their metabolic processes. In other words, this is the energy currency of living organisms. Also, NADP, with its reduced form, NADPH, which are electron shuttles, meaning they are the electron carriers. In general, photosynthesis can be divided into 2 major stages, which are the light reactions and then the carbon reactions. Hence the name photo, because the other one makes use of the photons coming from the sunlight, and the other one, for the carbon reactions, it synthesizes now the products of photosynthesis. Light reactions can also be called as the photochemical reactions. This phase aims to convert the light energy coming from the sunlight to a chemical form of energy. These processes happen in the thylakoid, specifically in the thylakoid membranes. In the end of the light reactions, oxygen is produced and released as a byproduct. Also, ATP and NADPH molecules are produced, which are used to the next phase of photosynthesis, which is the carbon reactions. On the other hand, carbon reactions make use of the ATP and NADPH molecules coming from the light reactions to incorporate carbon dioxide into carbohydrates or sugars. This process, unlike the light reactions, takes place in the stroma or the fluid portion of the chloroplast. In the process, technically, it produces sugars in the form of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or G3P, which contain 3 carbon molecules, in which later on, these 3 carbon-containing molecules called as the G3P are assembled to make carbohydrates such as sucrose or starch.